So I don't know if you've heard, but there's a tournament called the Club World Cup coming to America this summer. And I thought what better thing to do right now, a couple months or a month before it takes place, than to make some predictions. We're gonna get right into it. We're gonna start with Group A. So Group A contains Palmeiras from Brazil, Inter Miami from Miami, FC Porto from Porto, and Al Ahly from Egypt. Well, Inter Miami were let into the competition pretty much just because they have Messi. Even though LA Galaxy won the MLS last year, they decided to include Inter Miami anyway and just completely go against what actually matters. So I think even though they do have Messi, Suarez, I think they're going to finish bottom. I would back Al Ahly to finish above them. And then Palmeiras as the top team in Brazil right now. I know they didn't win the Brazilian Serie A last year, but they are on the best form in Brazil right now. I'll back them to finish above Porto. And Al Ahly could cause some surprises. They're arguably the best team in Africa, but I do think Porto will have too much for them. I'm hoping for some upsets. I just don't think it'll happen in this group. All right, Group B, the only thing I'm sure of is that Seattle is going to finish at the bottom. It's kind of annoying how this whole thing works. I get it, but Seattle on current merit should not be playing in this tournament. I know that they won the MLS a few years ago, but I just don't like that that's really how the system works. I suppose it's fair, though. Can't do it every year. PSG and Atletico Madrid are just by far and away better than Botafogo. But also, Botafogo did win the Libertadores and the Serie A, so I can't fully underestimate them. But PSG are the best team in Europe right now, and Atletico are also on fire, so I just have to back the European teams. As boring as it is, I don't want this to become an all-European affair, and it won't, but I think in these first two groups I just can't go against them. Okay, next we have, for me, the most interesting story of this entire tournament. Auckland City, pretty much a semi-professional team from New Zealand, has made it to the world stage and gets to play against some of the biggest clubs in history, which I think is just amazing. I think that's one of the merits of the Club World Cup, that it can bring together stories like this. But that being said, maybe they'll get a historic win against Bayern or something, but I can't see them finishing anywhere other than fourth. Benfica are battling for the Portuguese league title right now. They're on fire. And Bayern Munich are Bayern Munich. Boca Juniors, they're better than they have been recently on current form, but still not the best. Not as good as River Plate, for example, in Argentina. But yeah, again, I have to back the European teams here. Okay, now we have Chelsea, Flamengo, Esperance Sportive de Tunis, and D4. No, D4 is not Antarctica's representative. It's actually that there was a bit of a controversy between some kind of club ownership thing between the Mexican team that was in here. Say it at the bottom right here. It was Club Leon was in here, and they're owned by the same owner as Pachuca. And FIFA decided to actually have a backbone over this. They picked one strange thing to really die on a hill on. I get it, though. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bad decision. It's just funny that UEFA allows, the likes of Girona and Man City to compete, and then FIFA's just like, nope, we're not standing for this. So fair play to them, I guess. But basically, who is going to be D4 is either Club America or LAFC. I'd back Club America to beat LAFC. They're in the top teams in Mexico right now in current form. I'd back them. It's tricky because I really don't know what to expect from these African teams. Tunis are the best or second best team in Africa right now, but I just don't know how they're going to perform against the likes of Flamengo or Chelsea. If any European team were to bottle this, it would be Chelsea. So, you know what? I'm gonna put Chelsea in third. I'm gonna put Tunis in fourth. I'm going to put Club America, who I think it'll be in second, and I'll put Flamengo in first place. They're a solid team. They're actually managed by Felipe Luis. You may remember used to play for Chelsea, the left back. So yeah, I'm going for my first European upset being Chelsea going out. In Group E, we have Inter Milan, currently in the Champions League final, Monterrey in Mexico, the Urawa Red Diamonds from Japan, and then River Plate, the best team in Argentina, one of the best teams in South America in general. Sorry, Boca fans. I mean, you can't really argue against River Plate being the best team in Argentina at the moment on current form. Yeah, River Plate and River Plate and Inter, you can't really look past these two. Monterrey aren't really great in the Mexican League, but I still back them to finish above the Urawa Red Diamonds, who aren't really doing very well in their own Japanese league. Now we have Dortmund, Fluminense, Ulsan from Korea, and the Mamelodi Sundowns from South Africa. Now, South African teams don't tend to be doing as well as the North African teams, so sadly, I am going to put them in fourth. I'm going to kind of just stick it like this. I back Dortmund to top this group. Fluminense are solid in second place. They do have the likes of Thiago Silva. Ulsan and Mamelodi Sundowns, I don't have high expectations for either of those teams. Now, Group G is a weird one. I feel like Juventus is they've kind of been out of the spotlight for a while, so it feels weird to have them in this Club World Cup over other Italian teams like AC Milan or Atalanta, but they're here. Man City, definitely the favorites to top this group, and this is a weird one because Wydad AC from Casablanca, Morocco, actually in pretty bad form, although they have historically been one of the best African teams. This season, they've taken a dive. So I back them to finish last. And then ahly, the best team in the UAE, very good in the Asian Champions League and such. They could do a bit of a shock upset here, maybe. But I still back Man City and Juventus. The European bias is coming through. I mean, what could I say? But Group H, I think this European team is finishing last. Red Bull Salzburg can't even win in their own Austrian league, so I really, really doubt that they're going to make a splash here at this Club World Cup. Real Madrid, since they don't have to play Barcelona in this group, I think they're going to go through. Pachuca are a solid side. They just got eliminated by Club America in the Mexican League. I just don't think they'll have enough to beat Al Hilal. Al Hilal, I'll say it, I think they might even top this group. The Saudi side is doing very, very well. They've got the likes of Mitrovic. They've got the likes of, who else have they got on that team? Malcolm, Cancelo. It's a great team. And yeah, I think that'll be, another shock upset. There's got to be some upsets here. I think they will beat Real Madrid. But let's go to the knockout rounds. So this one will be in the Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia. We got to take into account which of these teams is going to play the best in Philadelphia. I think Philly and Atletico Madrid kind of give similar vibes. Lots of destruction there. So I think I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid beating Palmeiras. Now it's going to be Bayern Munich against Club America or LAFC. Doesn't really make a difference here. Bayern's going to beat both of them. Inter will beat Fluminense. Real Madrid will beat Man City like they did earlier this season. PSG will beat FC Porto. And I hope this just doesn't turn into the Champions League. We want to see some worldwide representation here, which is why I'm picking Flamengo to beat Benfica. I think River Plate will beat Dortmund. I think Al Hilal will beat Juventus. So in the quarterfinals, we have 5 European teams, and then 3 from the rest of the world. Not too bad. I will back Atletico Madrid to beat Bayern. I will back Inter to beat Real Madrid. I will back PSG to beat Flamengo. And I will back River Plate to beat Al Hilal. And then in the final, I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid. I just have a hunch about them. I don't really know why. And it could be PSG, but I'm going to go with River Plate. I really like the idea. PSG are the favorites, of course. They're in the Champions League final. They're destroying Ligue 1. But I love the idea of the final being not just 2 European teams, and I really want to see River Plate do well. They're a great Argentinian side. They have the likes of Franco Mastuantano, who I think this could be a really great breakout tournament for him. And I think I'm going to go with Atletico Madrid to win, as boring as that is. It's kind of out of the blue, out of all the European teams. I don't think many would pick Atletico, but I just have a good feeling about them. They haven't had the best luck recently when it comes to trophies. I think this would actually be a really big deal for them under Simeone. Haven't won a lot, haven't really got the plaudits they deserve, but Alvarez is in fine form right now. Solorth, I think they're hitting a good patch towards the end of the season. I think this will be the tournament that gets them the win. Well, if you agree, disagree, who do you think is going to win? Let me know in the comments below. And subscribe to Footballers for more videos like this one.